Okay, so here are the necessary items that you're going to need to have a successful installation. So first, you're going to need a couple of clean rags. Secondly, you're going to need a razor blade that has these break off tips. Then we're going to need some soft squeegees, a pair of scissors, this type of razor blade when you're cleaning off the windshield, but you just be careful. This is mostly for when you're cleaning it off to make sure you get all the bugs and debris off the windshield. So then we have here, you're gonna need 2 bottles. Just need a couple of drops of baby soap into a bottle of this size here. So maybe 3 drops to about 700 milliliters. If you look at the side, you'll see here. And then you don't need this big gallon of alcohol. It's just regular rubbing alcohol, 70%. And again, this one you're going to need about 200 milliliters to about 800. So this is 700, so about 800. And that's the necessities. Now, optional, I think is very important, or will make the job a lot easier if you have access to hot water. So, for example, instead of using a regular cold water, you can substitute the hot water that you use in this one and this one. So what I like to do is I use this hot water. It's just a regular coffee maker that boils water. So I like the temperature somewhere between 140 and 160 because it tends to cool down. And so I'll be doing this. Now, for this installation, for this demo, I'm not going to be using this water trigger, but this absolutely can be used. I'm just going to be using a sprayer like this. It's the same thing. I just put my water in here and then I pressurize it. It's just easier for me to do that rather than pulling the triggers. But that's about it. So we're going to begin to clean the windshield, and I've already cleaned and washed the vehicle. So the windshield is mostly clean. I'm just trying to give it one final prep. We're just gonna go quickly over, and you want to keep it at a slight angle. We don't want to keep it straight like this. We want to keep it at an angle. So just in it, and you're gonna do the whole windshield. Once you do that, dry it off with a clean rag, and then we're gonna go make sure we're gonna clean past this. Okay, at this point we have the windshield pretty clean, but I want you to make sure we have any debris out of the way. So I'm just double checking to make sure that's a rock chip already. So just make sure that there's no hair, no debris that's going to be caught under the film. So the next step is we're going to unroll this film here, and this is the top. I have it labeled here, so we're going to unroll it, and this top obviously goes on the top, and then we're going to trim it. Okay, so I'm putting the film down. Start laying it all the way across, just like so. Then what I want to do is I want to try to make sure evenly space it. So we're going to make sure that it's going to be shifted over here so we have enough coverage on either side. So I just want to come over a little bit, and I roughly try to have it even on both sides. I'm going to come over a little bit more, and so that's about give me about an inch there. Okay, that's about as good as it's gonna get. Okay, so right now we have it pretty well even. We have the whole windshield covered, and so now what I want to do is I want to trim it out. So I want to leave at least about a ½ inch to an inch all the way around the windshield, and we want to get rid of the excess, especially down here. If you want your windshield to come all the way down like that, so we're going to make sure you have to come down from the top, and so make sure we have this covered. Okay, so now we're going to have to trim it here all the way across, and then we're going to go double check So same thing here. You come down here, trim it. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so now you're going to take your scissors and you're going to start trimming, leaving about, we're going to try to leave about an inch all the way around. Okay guys, so I just took off the film after I had cut the template out. Now I have some little bit of alcohol here, and I'm going to put some on this rag here, and I'm just going to go once again and clean it one more time. Okay guys, so I took the film off from the table and I brought it over here where I can hang it up a little bit, and I can use the gravity as to try to get some of the static. So in my spray bottle, whether you have the pump spray bottle, or in my case I have the pressurized one, I just want to spray the top layer. So if you could see here, it still says the top layer on top, so we want that. That's the one that's going to come out on top of the windshield, right? So we just want to spray a light mist to get rid of any of the hairs or any static that this thing might have. That's it. We just want a nice little coat. And then what we're going to start doing, and I want you to remember this. So this is the side that's on the driver's side. So right now I have it reversed. So when I go to put it back onto the car, I need to reverse it and make sure that that top is on this side. So make sure you don't get confused with which side is which. So when you first put it in and you start cutting your template, remember the side that you put the sticker's on. So now what we're going to try to do is we're going to remove the top layer of this film. It's actually three pieces. So it's the top layer, it's the actual film protectant, and then it has the backing. So right now we're removing the top layer. The middle layer is the one that we want. So we're going to put it like this. Put that there, and then I can feel the static coming off of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the spray bottle and I'm going to quickly spray it to make sure that if there's any floating hairs, anything, it's not going to get stuck on it. So we want to get rid of all that stuff. Now we still have two layers of film. We have the actual protection film, and then we have the backing. That hair that you see here, I don't know if you can see it here. There you go. So that hair is not on the film, it's on the actual backing. So I'm not too worried about that. That's going to go on our film. So when we start to separate our film from our backing, that's when we really have to be careful of making sure that we don't have any of those hairs that gets trapped behind our film. So the next part is really probably the most difficult part of this installation, and that is transferring this film onto our windshield. And probably this is about the best part, to ask someone for help. If you can have someone to help you remove it and then hold one end and then put it on the windshield, it would make your job a lot easier. So keep pulling. Okay, there we go. All right, so now I'm gonna just give it a quick rinse. Down like this, yes sir, just like that. And then we're gonna settle it in here, and we're gonna just make it flat. We're gonna get all the air out, and we're gonna make a line that's gonna go straight across here, all the way across, overlapping, just like that. Yep. Okay. We're gonna make it like a cross, right? So we already did this side. Now we're gonna go up and down, right? So I'm gonna bring it down here, right in the middle, up top here. Now I can't really reach here, so push, but you gotta push heavy, push a lot. All right, perfect, good job. Here we had that cross, we're kind of making sure we're spreading the film out this way, so we want to come down at an angle like this. And you see how these are coming like this, so we want to go straight down. Whichever way the finger is showing, you want to go perpendicular to that. So I want to, this is the area that I'm concerned about here, and I want to make sure that we get enough liquid in there. On your strokes, you want to make sure you overlap your strokes, right? You want to make sure that you're doing your best to get rid of any trapped air that you might have. Remember what I said about these? Okay, we're almost to the next part. I'm happy with that. Way better than before. So as you can see, when I was squeegeeing it, I actually had it fold over on itself. So I'm gonna stick my finger in there, and I'm going to make a little area around about this big, stretching out, and then I'm gonna put hot water with alcohol in this area. So I'm hoping that this will heal itself, and then I'm gonna squeegee it out. So I'm slowly picking it up. I don't wanna pick it up too much. I just wanna pick up the area. So I'm just a little bit beyond where it was folded over, and now I'm gonna fix with my squeegee. I'm going to slowly start squeezing the water out, just like that. And just like that, it's gone.